What's going on, you guys? I'm Dr. Nick here to talk about bunion procedures and different types of bunion corrections that you may have heard out there. So one of the procedures that I perform is called the Minimally Invasive Bunion Surgery by Arthrex. It's a procedure where we're making tiny incisions to correct the bunion deformity. And what's nice about it is it offers a fast recovery time for the patient. It allows them to walk the same day. They don't need crutches. They don't have to stay in the hospital. They go home the same day, which most bunion procedures allow you to go home the same day. But with this special procedure, we let the patients walk home. So they're getting a walking boot. They don't need crutches. It's a small bandage that goes on. But what's fascinating is we're able to correct more than when we did with traditional open procedures. So how? What are we doing differently? Well, the procedure isn't much different. It's the approach. So instead of us making a large incision, we're making a small area of incisions. We're going in, cutting the bone in the same area that we would have cut it had we made an open incision. But what's fascinating about this is we're not disrupting the joint capsule. So if you understand what a bunion deformity is, or if you haven't looked it up, a bunion is actually a dislocation of the great toe joint. And the bump that you're seeing is the head of the first metatarsal, or the knuckle of the joint, as some people will call it. And the big toe starts to migrate in the opposite position of where you see that bump. So what you're actually seeing is that joint becoming exposed. And when we correct it, we're putting the joint back into place. So imagine we're able to fix it without cutting into the joint. And when you don't cut into the joint, you aren't causing all this inflammatory process, which leads to scar tissue and adhesions and swelling, which causes the patient to have a loss of range of motion to the joint. We're still cutting bone, we're still realigning it, and if you've ever seen some of these x-rays with minimally invasive bunion surgery, the x-rays look weird. You'll see angles, it almost looks abnormal, but what's fascinating is we're putting the toe back to where it belongs. The joint is congruent, it's back into the position. You have bone rubbing against bone where the cartilage should be. So how does this compare to other procedures? Well, first of all, if you compare it to an open procedure, the traditional open procedure was known as a chevron type of cut, where you make a V cut out of the metatarsal head to slide the head of the metatarsal over. But when you opened it, you couldn't slide it as far because you're disrupting the joint capsules that holds that together. So by doing it through small incisions, the joint capsule remains intact and we're able to move the head over without disrupting the joint. So open procedures distally, meaning towards the head, are no longer being performed as a result of this. So that moves us on to another procedure that's known as a lapidus procedure. The lapidus procedure is something that evolved around 80 to 90 years ago, and it's where you take the base of the first metatarsal and you realign it and fuse it to the bone that it articulates with. Now, this can work very well, but the problem is it has a long recovery that's associated with it, and then sometimes the metatarsal can move back. Now, some of the naysayers or the antagonists to minimally invasive surgery will say, well, it can still move back if you do it minimally invasive because you're not fixing it at the center of deformity or at the area where the deformity is originating from. Well, that's true. We're not fixing it at the area where it originates from. But if you think about this, that deformed metatarsal has slid this way. We leave it there. We just take the head and put it back over to where it belongs. This metatarsal bone can't go over anymore. When you fix a lapidus deformity, if that stress is still being placed here, so you may fuse this joint, but if the stress is still here, there's another joint that can move over and you can still get a reoccurrence with the lapidus with the lapidus procedure. I've seen them. I've had deformities that I've fixed by doing a lapidus procedure and they've reoccurred. And I've seen others have reoccurred. I've had patients come to me from several hours away to have their bunion fixed minimally invasive because their lapidus procedure failed. So that's why that procedure isn't getting as much attention as it used to, because it isn't guaranteed either, and you have a long recovery time. I've talked to many patients, and I've done many procedures on patients where they have them on both feet, and after they come back by having the bunion fixed with a lapidus procedure, they say, I think I'm going to wait to have my other side done because I didn't think that procedure was going to have me off my foot for so long, and I didn't think the recovery would be this bad. Yeah, you said it would be 6 to 8 weeks, but I thought I would be back to normal in 6 to 8 weeks. So minimally invasive bunion surgery has changed the way we're correcting bunions. I have more people coming into my practice. I'm doing more bunion surgery. What's most important is they're happy. It's so rewarding to see these patients come in after surgery and they're showing me their toe and they're moving it and they're saying, it doesn't hurt. I can't wait to get my other side done. And that wasn't what we used to see when we would do them open. So if you have any other questions about this, if this is new to you, please check out some of the other videos I have on my YouTube channel, or you can go to my website at drnickcampy.com to learn more about minimally invasive bunion surgery. You can head over to bunionpain.com. That's the Arthrex site, which shows you how we do this procedure. It gives some patient stories that have undergone minimally invasive correction. There's a couple of my patients on this website as well that I performed the surgery on, and you can see their story and hear their real life examples of how they recovered from this. So please make sure to hit the like and subscribe button so you can see more of my videos that I'll be posting in the future. There's a ton of information on my channel. There's surgical videos, there's YouTube shorts where we're doing quick informational and educational videos of different pathologies we see in the office. And if you have any questions about things you'd like to see, drop it in the comments section below. Please make sure to put that reminder button on so that you're getting reminders when I'm posting new videos, and make sure you subscribe because there's a ton of videos coming your way.